first square we're going to start with is the lemon pie bars. So I'm going to start with the bottom because it then has to go in a 9x13 for 20 minutes. So I've already got my oven preheating to 350. So in the bowl, I have the 2 cups of flour, a half a cup of icing sugar, and a cup of softened butter. And we're just gonna cut that together until it becomes crumbly, and then you press it into the 9x13 and then bake it for 15 to 20 minutes. I'm just gonna use my hands because I'm missing my cutter, but we'll get this worked in. Okay, now that the crust is in the oven, we're gonna work on the lemon pie part. So we're gonna beat together 4 eggs, 4 tablespoons of flour, and 1.5 cups of sugar. Half a cup of lemon juice, and then a tablespoon of lemon rind. Okay, and once the crust comes out of the oven, you're gonna put this on top and cook it for another 20 minutes. Okay, the next one we're gonna get started in a double boiler is a half a cup of butter, a 1/4 cup of sugar, and 5 tablespoons of cocoa. We're going to bring that to melt it and smooth, and then we'll add in a beaten egg, and then 1 3/4 cups of graham crumbs, a cup of flaked coconut, and a half a cup of chopped walnuts. And that's the base of the Nanaimo bar. So we'll get that started while the other stuff is going. So we'll just let that come to a boil first, and we will melt it all together. You can see it's thickened up nicely. So we will go and add that to the graham cracker crumbs, the coconut, and the walnuts now. So we'll just mix that all together, and then we'll put in an 8. Okay, for the icing layer, you're gonna want the other half a cup of butter. You're gonna want the 2 tablespoons of the custard powder. Oops. And if you're looking for it, this is what the custard powder looks like. 2 cups of icing sugar, and 3 tablespoons of heavy cream. So we'll just get that going. Once you have the icing layer on top of the crust that we made earlier, you'll melt 3/4 cups of semi-sweet chocolate with some butter, teaspoon of butter, and then you'll add that on the top. And then just put it in the fridge to set for a couple hours and you should be good. I put it in overnight, but definitely a couple hours will work. Next, we'll get started on the pecan pie bars. It's a half a cup of butter, a 1/3 cup of brown sugar packed, and 1 1/4 cups of flour. And then we'll mix that all together to make the base and then press it into the 9x9 like the lemon pie bars that we did previously. And for the second layer, we're gonna have 2 large eggs, a cup of packed brown sugar, a teaspoon of all-purpose flour, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 cup of butter, some vanilla, and then we'll do a half a cup of chopped pecans. And then once that's all mixed together, we'll put it on the top of the crust once it comes out of the oven and put it back in the oven at 350 for another 20 minutes. Okay, good morning. We're gonna put the squares in a couple disposable pans to take into the office. So I'm just gonna cut them up. So I've got the 3 squares, the butter tart square or pecan pie square, Nanaimo square, and lemon pie bar. So we'll get those sorted and put into the trays. Okay, the consensus from the office was that the pecan pie bar was the #1 bar, and then it was the lemon pie bar, and then the Nanaimo bar, which I was surprised by. I thought everybody loved Nanaimo bars, but it was the pecan pie bar, lemon bar, and the Nanaimo bar. So that's from people from my office, so just so you're aware. Can you get dressed? Can you get dressed now? Oh, you're not done eating. Sorry, I thought you were done eating. All right, there we have it. 3 different squares. Pecan pie bars, Nanaimo bars, and lemon pie bars. Second last day. Okay, so I'm ending 12 years at a company. Tomorrow's my last day, and I've just worked through, I think, just over 150 thank you cards. Kind of regret my decision to do that, but then I felt like I was leaving people out, so I kept adding people. But anyway, it's done. It's just a little message, and I'll also send an email, obviously, farewell. But for my staff, I just did some stationery and some suckers. And then I've also got a bunch of chocolates I'll give out with the cards as well. Reed's chocolates, which are good. And then Lindor, just to leave with the cards to say thank you and farewell. I find goodbye is very awkward. I'm very much an Irish goodbye person. Like, just sneak out the door, but it's kind of hard after 12 years. You kind of have to say, thanks, see you later, maybe next time. Okay, take care.